So I'm gonna explain this right here. These are full metal jackets, 50 full metal jackets. Okay, each clip takes 10, so that's enough for 10 clips. I only have 2 clips. I have currently loaded in hollow points. These things are meant to explode inside a human body when hit, and they create shards. They basically shrapnel apart. So this is standard issue for me. These, and here's the difference. So these are hollow point, or these are not hollow point. These are full metal jackets. This is what they look like. That's what an FMJ looks like. These will go right through you. Bone, ligament, you name it, they'll go right through it. They'll go through a wall, depending on the velocity and depending on where you hit. I have 180 GTR on these here, so these are actually pretty powerful. They can go through walls. This is my standard. This is a 40 caliber Glock 22. Don't let the name fool you. 22 does not mean that it's a 22 caliber. 22 is the make and model. This is a Generation 3 Glock. Let me go ahead and set my phone here. As you can see, nothing in the round, nothing in the chamber. It's not going to fire. Now, these, again, as I said, my standard issue. I use these for target practice. I haven't gone target practice in a while, but that's what they're for. These are for my own protection. So yeah. Now, in the state of Washington, in order to actually have a firearm, you have to register. I'm not going to show you, but I have my registration code on the bottom of this, which this particular code is registered to me. It's not scratched off, as you can tell. So it's legal. Now, obviously, any gun owner and any person in the NRA can tell you that you have to go rigorous days of background search, approval, and papers in order to actually have one of these. And you don't just get them right then and there. Your fingerprints, your identification, registration, which is your address, everything you name it, it's registered to the code that's on the bottom of this. Also, in the inside, you can't see it, but there are grooves in the inside of the barrel. If fired, any of these, if fired, they leave a trace on the round itself, a scratch mark. That particular scratch mark can be traced right back to this particular type and model. So, yeah. And even if it isn't traced back, if it is ever fired again, or if the gun is ever, how would you say, if it's ever picked up by law enforcement agencies, they can fire it into a special resistance chamber, slowing the round down so they can get an accurate assessment of the bullet without damaging the bullet, which means they can keep the fingerprints that are on the bullet, the scratch marks and everything, and they can research that. FBI, CIA, you name it, they get involved, and all these intelligence agencies trace back these bullets to the chamber of this gun. Now, just for education purposes, this particular barrel, like I said, you can see the grooves slightly in there. They leave it in there. It's kind of like a birthmark. All the information is on this, and on the bottom side there's another serial number that identifies this barrel to this gun and to my name and to my registry. And due to the background and everything else that they look up, you actually have to be mentally stable. So me being mentally unstable is kind of profound.